With the Onn Google TV device, you have a remote that comes in the box. The remote is actually fairly straightforward and easy to use. There's a few key parts that I want you to be aware of. So we have the home button, which is there in the middle. We have the back button. Then we have the enter button, which is right here. And then the left and the right and down and up. Those are kind of the key ones. I'm not even going to cover the other ones. Well, you have volume up and down right there. So you have the home. So anytime I said press home, that's the one. The back button is right here with the left arrow, but that's actually the back button. It's key to know the difference between the back button and the left. And then you have down, up, right, and then left. And this is the enter button. You'll hear me describe it as enter button. Sometimes the middle button. Sometimes I'll just say tap or click. That's all that center button right there. Okay, now that we have selected which HDMI port the device is on, and we've turned on the device, the first thing we see is that we need to pair our remote. So we need to press and hold the back button and the home button for 3 seconds. At which point it then recognizes and begins to pair with the remote. I'm going to go through a couple of setup steps here. Now the next thing is to set up with the Google Home app. I'm going to skip that. You can use your mobile device to configure here if you'd like. However, I'm going to go down using the down on the remote, and I'm going to select to set up on the TV instead. It wants me to select which Wi-Fi I'm using. So I'm going to select that guy. And then the password. Now that I have entered the password, the connection will be made with the Wi-Fi, and the device will configure itself. Now comes time to sign into our Google account. All you do here is provide your Google email, your Gmail account, and then the password. I'm going to skip past this so you don't see my details and hack my account, and then we'll come back to where the next step goes. Okay, I have entered in my Gmail credentials, and it's asking now if I want to accept the terms of service, so I will do that. I'm going to click continue here, but I am not going to search across all my apps. Finally, I'm not going to add any other subscriptions. No need to. So I'm going to go to confirm. I'm not going to set up using the remote for the volume and power on, but that's something you could do if you would like. Okay, the process of adding all of the apps is complete. The next step is to begin adding the app that we're going to use called TiviMate to use the service. So I'm going to click the Start Exploring button. And we're presented with the main or home screen here. We're going to want to add TiviMate as an app. So from here, we're going to go down to where your apps is shown. And then we're going to go all the way over to the right, where we have a choice there called Add Apps. Add Apps is what we're going to use to locate and install TiviMate. So we're going to click there. And this presents us with the apps screen. So I'm going to use the down, and I'm going to go to the video players and editors choice. So I'm going to tap the enter button for video players and editors. And now you'll see popular apps. You'll go across, and TiviMate is listed right there. Press the button, and it comes up and it tells you about TiviMate, and we're going to select to install. So now it's installed, and the next thing we're going to want to do is open it, because we need to now do the configuration that's required to use it to watch the service. So I pressed the middle button to open, and it tells us that for the app to operate correctly, please allow TiviMate to display over other apps. That's a Android message, so I'm going to go ahead and click the enter button to go into settings. Go down to the bottom, which is where you'll see TiviMate. Press enter again. That'll turn that feature on. And then I'm going to use the back button. And now it wants to have you set up the playlist so it will have the sources of the TV channels. This is where you're going to enter the details for the service. So at this point, you click Add Playlist. And you're going to go down to Stalker Portal and press enter. Now this is where you enter in the information that the server needs. When you signed up for the service, you were taken to a page on the website where you are able to see the MAC addresses, and you are also provided the server address. That server address is what you put in here. I'm going to blur this out, but if you don't know what it is, log into the service website, go into the MAC addresses portion of the My Account, and you can see what the address should be. And this is also where you're going to update the MAC address below, which we'll get into here in just a minute. So for right now, though, I'm going to enter the server address, which is the same one that is on the website under MAC addresses. Once I have entered in the server address, then I'm going to press the back button on the remote, and that will take me down to the MAC address. This MAC address is what you enter in on the website. And this is how the connection is made between the service and your TV. Your server address sends the MAC address to the service. The service verifies that the MAC address is valid and sends you programming in return. I'm going to now go to the website and enter in this MAC address. You should do the same. Log into the portal, into our website, go to My Account, go to MAC addresses, and place this MAC address you see here in the MAC address space, and then click Save. Okay, now that you have entered the MAC address into the My Account MAC addresses space on the website, and you've entered the server address correctly, you should receive an email confirming that the MAC address has been updated for your account. Once you've received that email, that means you can now move to Next, and you'll see this message come up on the screen that it is processing. What it is doing at this point is downloading the content of the service, including names of TV shows, movies, and that kind of thing. So we will let this run for just a few minutes. It won't take long. Okay, now the processing is complete, and your playlist has been updated to include the number of channels, movies, and shows that are current as of the time you are installing this on your device. So I'm going to go over to Done, click Enter. And it's now going to convert into the actual TiviMate program guide. It gives you some hints along the way on how to use the service. If you go using the left arrow, not the back button, we can go all the way back and we can see TVs, movies, shows, recordings, and my list. Once you have completed the installation of the TiviMate app, another good idea would be to move the TiviMate app icon to where it's easily accessible. Right now, from your home on the Onn Google TV device, you can't even see it. So I'm going to go down and then across to the right where all the apps are, and you'll see TiviMate right there. Right next to TiviMate is Reorder. So I'm going to tap Reorder. It has now TiviMate selected, so I'm going to tap it and then press my left button to move it over all the way to the beginning, because I don't actually need any of those other services, and eventually I would remove all of them. But for now, we'll leave them there, and I'll press the middle button to confirm the movement of the TiviMate app. And then I'll go down to Done and confirm that. And now, when I'm at the top, all I need to do is go down, and I see the TiviMate app ready to go right there.